Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Welcome to World's Finest, the DC Comics Review. I am Phil, your Batman.
And I am Tyler, your Superman. Along with me here today to chime in is my good friend and co-host, you'll hear, Mr. Chris Johnson.
I guess if I had to pick, I'm probably your Green Lantern.
Good.
There you go.
I will go with that because my first thought for some reason was Jimmy Olsen, but I don't think he wants to be Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, come on.
Wow, what a great friend.
I know. He's Superman's pal, though. I was trying to give him, the honor. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen.
You're my little buddy, hey.
I'll give you a signal watch, bro.
Alright,
So,
where should we begin?
Well, how about this, I can jump in with my Wonder Woman.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
What is it, number 40?
Yeah, let's see here. It's Wonder Woman 40, and I like that about the alternative movie cover because it's the 300 cover, and it just looked awesome. But this book is great. Like, I'll just flat out be like, this book I would give a 4.5 to. And the only reason I give the half is because I'm just wondering where they're going to pick up with it after Convergence, because this is continuing the Donna Troy story, where in this version, Donna Troy was made from clay, and the remaining parts of Hippolyta, who had been turned to a clay statue by magic to be the rightful queen of the Amazons, because they felt like the Wonder Woman was not raising the Amazons, not leading them the way they should. And it has this whole thread about the Amazons' brothers. And the book ends where Donna leads a whole herd of Amazons and just kills all the male brothers that are on the island when they were supposed to have a fight between Diana and Donna about who would be the queen and the fate. And I'm just like, holy cow, this is so good. That the husband and wife team of Finch is amazing with the art and the story. I just really want to see, I hope this continues after Convergence, because I'm really going to be bummed if we don't know what happens in Convergence. So I just want to see
crap the bed when they come back.
So
4.5, you said?
Yeah.
All right. I will go with Flash Season 0, number 7. I don't know if it's because it's a digital first series, but it seemed kind of rushed, or there wasn't a lot there. But Barry is facing King Shark or Killer Shark or whatever you want to call him, and the shark bites him on the arm, and I guess he has some kind of anticoagulant, so Barry wasn't healing as quickly as he usually does. And then by the time the shark reappears, guess who's brought in to bring him down? Suicide Squad.
What? Who?
The Suicide Squad.
Who was it? Oh, it's not you. For some reason, you're breaking up. It's not like you said Sasquatch. I was like, Sasquatch? Is this a new character? I was like,
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, it's Captain Deadshot and Cupid.
Okay, that sounds like a good time.
And it,
with a good story.
On the last page, it says, next issue, Arrow joins the party.
As he should.
But I'll give it a 3.5. Like I said, it didn't seem like there was a lot there, but I think it's because it's the digital.
Yeah. digital, like a lot of times they say, oh, digital comics. Like I read a thing where like, digital comics are so much cheaper, man. They're only 99 cents. I'm like, yeah, for a chapter, bro.
Yeah.
Which is a couple pages. And then you buy 3 or 4 chapters.
I mean, by the time you finish the whole book, you've paid for the entire book.
Yeah, it's the same price as in print. It's not any cheaper.
Yeah.
Even the regular books, when they go digital, they're the same price.
Yeah. I don't know if you mind if I chime in or not. I just finished Green Lantern 40 last night, where Hal fights Kilowog. Not sure if Kilowog's dead or not, to be honest with you, because they leave him kind of hanging on it. I would give this one a solid 4, just because I like that they jumped back into the story arc of Hal and Kilowog really being better friends than normal. I'm not sure where they're going with this. This is the problem. I don't know if this is going to be the end for Hal. If this is him finally going after the Guardians, it was kind of it wasn't even like a cliffhanging ending. It was just kind of abrupt, and I would have liked there to be a little bit more of a lead-in for the following issue. But it's definitely really well drawn, extremely well written. And again, the fight between Kilowog and Hal is gorgeous and hard to read through.
Well, I think they said when they come back, he's going to be on his own.
Yeah,
going to be like
I know he left the ring in his locker, so he can't be tracked, and he's got the backpack with the glove. It'll be interesting.
All right, let's see. All right, next one, New 52, Futures N48.
All right.
Tim Drake comes back in the Batman Beyond suit and finds out that he did not stop Brother Eye.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. I think this is the last issue, isn't it?
I don't know. Like, I thought it was supposed to be. They were kind of wrapping things up.
They kind of leave it like that, but I think, like, in that guide at the end of Convergence, isn't Futures End one of the worlds on there?
I think so. I mean, there's the Batman Beyond universe, which I would suspect is, the Future End universe, because that's the only part that he's really been featured in.
Yeah, I think maybe they'll tie it up in Convergence. The magic word for the next 2 months, kids, Convergence, hopefully. Convergence. Everything is Convergence. But I'll get. And after that, it's what? Okay, I can get behind you on that one.
Well, let's just get through Convergence first.
What book you got next? Because we're saving Convergence for the last, and since we both read that, and the only other book that I read was Eternal, which Chris will have to leave the room for.
Yeah, because I still have to pick it up.
I just gave him my copy to read. Quick, Chris, run in the other room and start reading.
Yeah, I'll read through the whole thing before you guys get done. No.
I've got a few. All right, Tyler.
Okay, lay it on me, Phil.
All right, Superboy's back. And
now, is this the clone Superboy that we last saw in Supergirl when they escaped Crucible?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe he's the only Superboy left. Yeah, but he wakes up in the middle of like a massacre. It looks like he's killed a bunch of people, and then they turn out to be aliens. And the Martian Manhunter comes after him and wants to, lock him up or kill him or something. And then Red Robin and half the Titans want to team up with Superboy, and like Wonder Girl and the other half want to like lock Superboy up. But then they defeat Martian Manhunter, and Manchester Black tells Wonder Girl and her team that he has like his own team of Titans. And it looks like Clarion the Witch Boy, some version of Kid Flash, the Guardian.
Okay, that's interesting.
And a few others I don't recognize. But it says it continues in Teen Titans 9, so after Convergence. But I'll give this one a 3. It was...
Interesting.
Alright.
Every time you mention Manchester Black, I just think I need to read or rewatch Superman vs. the Elite.
Or read Action Comics 775.
Yeah. You have to go find it.
Yeah. Alright, everyone. Everything except for Convergence that I have left is a Bat book.
That's pretty much how all of our stuff is because I think if DC just showed how many Bat books it prints, I think that makes up half of their lineup.
It makes up all the bills I have to pay.
I think half their catalog is Bat books.
Yeah, I mean, because in some ways you could almost tie the Suicide Squad into a Bat series.
Yeah.
Because the majority of the villains in there are Bat villains.
Speaking of which, I read Batgirl 1. I don't know if you guys have done that yet or not.
Like from the New 52 Batgirl one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The latest one.
Oh, the latest one was at 40? Or Endgame?
Yeah, Endgame 1. Beautifully drawn, really interesting concept. The entire thing has no dialogue.
Yeah, I read it.
It's just pictures, but it's a quick read. But I'd say with overall look and feel, she's trying to escape throughout the city, save a little girl on top of a bus, get her back to her family before a bridge explodes. Really well done. But I would say 3.5, just because there's not something to grab a hold of.
Yeah, it's a real quick read.
Yeah.
It's a real quick read, really?
It's a real quick view.
I'll say, are you reading without the words, Phil?
I'm reading with my heart, Tyler.
Oh, okay.
Observing. Alright, well, like I said, most of the rest of the left is Bat books. Like this next one, Harley Quinn 16.
Lay it on me, Phil. I just can't. I feel like they've really, in my opinion, destroyed the character of Harley Quinn. They've made her too kid-friendly and, like, quirky, not really the evil she should be. But
she's like an anti-hero now. But
I really am getting tired of anti-heroes.
What, like a villain, if they get popular enough, they make him an anti-hero?
Yes.
But Harley decides that she doesn't have enough time in her life, so Poison Ivy helps her recruit a bunch of interns, or a gang, if you will. And we see the same joke you see every issue. She walks around with this stuffed beaver, and like every issue, it's like, no one touched my beaver. Yeah, every issue. And she makes uniforms for her gang, and they have to shove in. She's like, "Oh, this looks like the basement of Hot Topic."
Oh, really? Like they went there?
Yeah, and then there's like an editor's note. Yeah, the merchandise at Hot Topic is a bargain. Blah blah blah.
Wow.
Yeah, so this one's getting a 3.
I don't blame you.
It just seems, yeah, she just sits in her apartment building telling jokes half the time.
Maybe they'll do something sweet where all this stuff that you're seeing here is actually all in Harley's head.
The last 16 issues.
Yeah, it's just her sitting in her room having this fantasy. While really she's still sitting with the red hood on waiting for Batman to show up during Death of the Family.
I feel like that would be a big middle finger to whoever bought 60 issues.
Hey, it's Harley. She can be crazy and do what she wants.
Alright, and then we'll jump to Batwoman Annual 2, which they gave us a real quick tie-up of the storyline, because I don't think this is coming back after Convergence. Her and her team of Clayface, Ragman, Etrigan the Demon, her crazy sister, Red Alice. They defeat Morgan Le Fay, who's like basically altered reality, where she's like in charge.
It's so crazy that she's who, like, Batwoman's the one going against Morgan Le Fay. Like,
yeah. But they quickly defeat her after they dragged everything out. They quickly defeat her, and they kind of it's so weird because it's like Clayface is acting like a good guy in this. You know, every other issue of Batman I've seen in the New 52, he's like a killer, and
yep,
he's like a team player in this storyline. He's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll help you guys. Very out of character. I'm taking another 3. That annoys me. Clayface out of character.
Okay. Very middle of the road. I feel like some of the books are middle of the road just because they were like, what should we do with these? Quick. Convergence coming.
Yeah, they're tying them up quick, it seems like. Especially Batwoman, that's not coming back.
That's right, it's not. It's going the way of Buffalo.
Alright, this next one is very appropriate. Batman Superman Annual 2.
Yeah.
We see, the Phantom King, who Batman and Superman were fighting in the last storyline. He's stuck in the Phantom Zone, but I guess he can influence people in the real world.
Very crazy.
So he sends Killer Croc, Bane, Cheshire, and who's the other guy? He sends them after Clark Kent, who just coincidentally has to use his new solar power again. So he's basically powerless after, like, page 5 or 6.
Wow.
So, yeah, a bunch of bystanders and Batman have to keep Clark Kent alive. And Batman basically tricks Killer Croc into taking out Bane. And then all of a sudden Batman leaves. He's like, oh, Clark Kent can take care of himself.
I really feel like... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, until the last page when Clark Kent gets stabbed. And we get continued in June.
He'll be fine. Like, usually I should be all on the edge, but he'll be fine.
Or just die and bring back pre-New 52 Superman.
Like, my thing is I really just feel like they're going to just... they were like, oh, Jeff Johns gave him this new power, but Convergence is coming, so let's use it as much as we can, this solar power, and let's not even address that he has a new costume for, like, what, 2 or 3 issues? And then we're going to change it again when Convergence comes.
And I love how Superman 40 hasn't even come out yet.
No, I was just looking up. Batman 40 doesn't come out till the last week of the month, like the 29th of April.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. I'm like,
everything stops for Convergence, except for Batman and Superman.
They're like, let's see if we can find out. They'll probably come out the same week.
Oh, yeah, probably, with 50 other things.
They'll be like, just throw out a bunch of stuff. All right, Phil, what's your next one?
All right, the last thing I have that I just read on my own was Batman and Robin Annual 3.
Okay. I thought about that one.
It's weird, just because Batman's on monitor duty up in the Watchtower, and Robin figures out how to rig the teleporter to get up there. And then the Watchtower monitors, like, catch these aliens on the moon. So most of the issue takes place on the moon, Batman and Robin on the moon. It's got that weird, like, 50s Batman feel.
Hmm.
And we were talking about Batman killing earlier this morning.
Yeah.
So, I know the aliens probably want to, like, destroy humanity, but Batman, like, dumps them and their rocket into an active volcano.
Well, that doesn't sound like the Batman that I know.
And then at the end, Batman and Robin are, like, sitting around looking at the stars.
Weird.
Yeah, I'll give this one 3.5. It's the whole moon thing just felt out of place on the moon.
Yeah, even with Damian's powers.
Well, his powers are gone.
Are they?
Yeah, in Batman and Robin 40, like, I guess Bruce figured out that his powers had a certain limit, so he actually just, like, burned them out, made him use them until they were gone. So that's the thing, they don't even have powers. No Superman, no nothing on the moon, it's just Batman and Robin, powerless. Very odd.
Yeah. That's a weird, this is weird period.
Yeah, alright. Well, that's all the ones I read by myself, so let's jump into Eternal.
Alright, Chris, you're gonna have to leave the room, bro.
I got my headphones on. You guys are good.
Alright. Alright, here we go. My first thought is, wow. Just, wow.
Wow.
A little Dark Knight Rises-ish, with like the whole fire bat symbols and everyone rallying. It kind of makes me wonder, was this like Snyder trying to clean up his story ideas before Convergence? Since we,
Court of Owls?
Yeah, as much as possible. I mean, they do kind of... I was kind of wondering how it was ending, but they do kind of leave it slightly open at the end. But just, tie up some loose threads in his Court of Owls and a lot of the new characters that he created before Convergence.
Yeah. And then, like, Talon appears. He hasn't been in the first 51 issues, but he appears in the last issue.
Talon showed up, Katana showed up, Black Canary showed up.
And we still don't get Dick Grayson.
No, like, that's probably what pissed me off the most. Sorry, fans, but it did make me very mad because I was hoping that he would show up, even in, like, a different costume or something. They were like, who's this person, And just kind of this shadowy figure, but Bruce knew who he was. So it just kind of made me mad.
Uh-huh.
But I liked it. It was cool. I mean, the fighting was good. I don't know, everything kind of came out really well with it. What do you think?
Yeah, it was pretty good. But it's rated T for teen, and I think I know why.
Why is that?
This scene with Vicky Vale and what's his face, Jason in the office.
Yeah.
How many shots of her butt are they going to give us?
A lot. Like, I think someone got really happy drawing her rump, and that was like their main thing.
Oh, look.
So, what do you rate this book?
4.5.
I give it a 4.5. What do you give Eternal as an entire series now that it's over?
Overall, I'd say probably a 4. What do you get?
Okay. I give it a 4. And like Chris and I were talking about this earlier, I feel like the first 10 books are really good. I'm really into it. And then I feel like I just get lost in this mystery that just takes way too long. And then the last few books have been really good. I feel like it went off on too many tangents and too much side story that really lost the focus of the story, and they just try to put like filler story in. And I don't know, it got
like
bogged
the
down.
first storyline was good, and then like in the middle, it got kind of muddled with a lot of like little side storylines, and then they had a big storyline at the end.
Exactly. So, yeah. But all right, now comes Convergence Zero.
You're going to be hearing that word a lot for the next 2 months, people.
All right, Phil, you start this one off.
How do you explain this?
Well, okay, I'll go. So it picks up pretty much right where Superman left off when he disappeared after Superman Doomed. Now, Doom was like the last pretty much large arc before the Jeff Johns Superman's story took over. So like you and I have talked about before, on some of these books, where do things take place in a timeline?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, did this happen and then he went back to Earth? Because basically this book is the creation of Talos, the new villain that's going to be part of Convergence. And I feel like, did this happen right after Doom? Then Superman went back to Earth for a while? And it looks like we're meeting the true Brainiac in this. You know, the Brainiacs that we've encountered so far in the Superman books, like in Action Comics, were just part of this. They weren't the true Brainiac. Is that how you took it?
I didn't know if it was really Brainiac or if it was just Talos, playing games.
So, because he talks about, because Brainiac's been very different throughout the New 52 when we've met him already, and I can't remember the stories, but, I feel like this is, the official Brainiac, the creator of all Brainiac, and then Talos is using, he is the planet. Is that how it is?
He's either the planet or he controls the planet, maybe?
Because it was talking about the being a living being outside of time and space. And they brought...
they haven't explained it.
And I think it's interesting. They've brought cities, not whole worlds, but cities from different times. So if you look in the back of the book, you have pre-crisis, 30th century metropolis, Fawcett City, Earth S.
Oh yeah. 853rd century metropolis.
Pre-crisis Earth 1 Gotham City, pre-Flashpoint Gotham City Gaslight Universe, Gotham City Injustice, Gotham City post-Flashpoint. So it's like cities. Pre-crisis Earth 2 Metropolis, Metropolis Kingdom Come, Hub City Earth 4. And then like you said, New York City 35 years later, post-Flashpoint universe, Futures End. So I'm just kind of okay, I understood this to a point, but I kind of question myself, am I smart enough to understand Convergence? Am I going to be able to handle this and be intelligent enough to discuss this? Do the writers even know what's going on when they create this?
I think they do, but I think they should, in each issue of Convergence, they need to tell people when and where it's happening, because I think if they want to draw new readers, this issue, if you just pick this up and not have read that the Doom storyline, you'd be like, where does this start?
Yeah. I think they need to be a little bit more simplistic at times than just the explanation, because this is really heavy-handed.
Well, yeah, it's if you want new readers, you're gonna have to spell it out a little more.
It's like reading some Grant Morrison stuff. sometimes reading Final Crisis, I still don't understand everything because it's just so much. And I feel like even if you read all the books, you still don't get everything that you need.
You kind of have to let it like simmer in your brain for a while sometimes.
And then reread it with a lot of coffee.
But
what would you give it?
Stronger. You can tell it's supposed to set up issues, introducing us to Talos and the planet, whatever it is. Good art.
Yeah, the art's stellar. I give it a 4 as well.
And we're deep in Convergence next week. What are you looking forward to?
I don't even know what all comes out next week.
Here, let
I
me
think
pull
it's
the list of
it's Speedstar. Huh?
I was going to say, this isn't
I
all
think
of them.
it's the Speed.
I'll tell you what I'm getting next week. Convergence number 1, Convergence Batgirl, Convergence Batman and Robin, Convergence Harley Quinn, Convergence Justice League, Convergence Speed Force, Convergence Superman, Convergence Titans, and the one I'm probably looking forward to the most, Convergence Nightwing and Oracle.
Mm-hmm. See, that's so many books.
It's so great. I don't want Convergence to ever end. Nightwing's back. Wally West is back. Superman, a married Superman and Lois Lane are back.
See, I'm okay with I've just come to the I'm okay with stories continuing because they have to. So I'm okay with the Wonder Woman and Superman thing, but yeah, next week we might have to make this show 2-parter. There's gonna be something.
Oh, and that's not even half of it. The special show next week also.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
We got a surprise for you people.
So, all right, Phil. Well, anything else you want to chime in tonight?
No, just that if anyone's in the Pittsburgh area, Saturday, April 11th, stop by Steel City Con. You could meet your favorite podcasters, myself and Tyler Patrick.
Oh yeah.
And if you can't get there, you can always contact us. You can email me at nightwingpdp@gmail.com, or I'm on Twitter at nightwingpdp.
And you can get in touch with me at jtypatrick@gmail and on Twitter. So.
All right, well, like we said, tune in next week. We'll have a bunch of Convergence stuff and a big surprise for you guys, something we've never done before. So, until then, I am Phil, your Batman.
And I am Tyler, your Superman. Good luck, and Convergence is upon us.
Get your roadmaps out. Convergence is here.
Print that sucker off the internet.